All right, I'm going to go ahead and play my game again here, and let's look at what happens when we finish a level. So when we reach the goal, all right, we get the level complete message, and then I'm stuck. So there's nothing to, when I complete a level, what I would really like to happen is to have another level start over. So one thing I could do, I suppose, is I could go into I've got my setup function, which is doing everything it needs to start a level. And I suppose one thing I could do is add another branch in here that says if we're in the level complete stage, maybe we could make a key press that recalls the setup function. But I want to try something a little bit different. So rather than have the player have to push a button to advance to another level, what I want to do is let the transition happen automatically. So I've got a few ideas here, and I'm going to do some things that don't quite work so well, and then we'll see what we need to do to fix it. And I think we'll have a nice transition scene by the end of the video. So I'm going to get out of the way and jump into the code, and let's get started. Okay, so let's see. So the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to go into my logic section, and I've got this place where it says, oh, if the hero reached the goal, I set the stage to level complete. And let's just see what happens if I call setup right here. And so I'm going to run to the end of the game. And what it did was it actually just started the game over completely. And I even see that title screen on there. And that's not what I wanted to happen. I don't want to see the title screen again. I just want my character put back so I can play the level again. Eventually, we will have multiple levels in our game. But right now, let's just see if we can play the same one over and over again. All right. So that transition happened too quick, and here's why. Right. We got in the game logic section. We're in the playing stage, and our hero reached the goal, and so we set the stage to level complete. But then we called setup immediately, and that put us back in a start stage. And so we were back in the start stage before we ever got to this code, which drew anything on the screen. The other thing that happened is, it happened so quickly, we were never even on this level complete screen long enough to even see the message. So what I would like to do is see if we can introduce some kind of a transition before we call the setup function. All right, let's deal with the transition first. So I'm going to go into rather than just call setup right here, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to make a countdown timer, and I'm just going to set it to 2 times the FPS of our game. So the FPS variable, I believe I would set to 60 up here. So what I'm looking for is a 2-second delay before we transition to the next scene. All right, so let's get back into the logic. And after we have set the countdown, then I'm going to, and I'm going to back up even with this where I'm checking the stage, and I'm going to say elif the stage is equal to level complete, right? We'll say countdown, minus equals 1, and then we'll check to see if the countdown is less than or equal to 0, then we'll call the setup function. Okay, so this should be an improvement. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be an improvement. So let's say we'll run. And I am in the level complete stage. And then I went back to, all right, I called the setup function, and I'm back to the beginning of the game again. All right, but there's a couple things that I don't like. One is it's showing the name of game and press any key to start, and I don't want that anymore. I only want this to happen when I first start the game. And let me do something else here. I'm going to go ahead and lose a heart, and let me go get a gem. And I'll complete the level. And notice how my hearts have been restored and I lost my gems. And so the problem we have here is in the setup function, we are creating a new hero, a new player, and creating a new hero every time the setup function is called. And our hero is the object in the game that is, let's say, our hero is the object in the game that's tracking hearts and gems and the score. So really, we only want to make the hero right when the game starts. And then we want the hero to persist through all the same hero to persist through all the levels. It's just the platforms and the items and the enemies and the goal that we can put back or restart every single level. So I'm going to make a little bit of a change here. Instead of calling this setup, I'm going to call this start level. And I'm going to make another function called start game. And I'm going to migrate a little bit of this start level code over. So this one where, right, so let's go down to where we make the hero, all right here. And the stage equal to start. I'm going to take that, I'm going to pull that over. And actually, player.addHero, that's fine if we, let's say, we can leave that right here. That's fine. In fact, I'm going to just rearrange this anyway. I'm going to do the, I'll do the player and then I'll do all the other objects in the game. All right, first. But I'm going to keep the player.addHero in there. We'll keep the player sprite group in here. But we're going to establish the hero and the stage in the start game function. And so that means I can say global hero and stage, all right, right here. And this function, we really don't need to worry about, oops. We don't really need to worry about the stage anymore in the start level function. And we will need to worry about the hero, so I'll leave that there. We're just not doing it yet. Oh, and here we go. This needs to go there. Okay, so now we're going to build the hero at the beginning of the game, which means right here, I can, instead of just saying setup, I'm going to say start game, and I'll start the level. And so when I do a transition to the next scene, instead of calling setup, I'm just going to call start level right instead. And let's see. Oh, and I guess we should, right here, this will be start game, and then we'll start the level. All right, so let's see how well this works. I think it's going to be close, but not quite. And so I'll lose a heart just to make sure, see if our state transitions, and I go to the next level, level complete, okay. Oh, and I went to level complete again. And what happened is my hero didn't get put back. And so basically I'm just in this cycle right now where I keep completing levels and then it starts the level over again, but my hero's stuck here on the flagpole. So then, the level is just, we are advancing levels over and over again here. You just can't see it. So we need a way to get the hero put back to the starting position. All right, so we have a little bit, and also I think this code makes more sense in the start level section anyway, like even defining the start location. I'd rather have it down here. And the reason for that is, we might design different levels where we want the hero to start in different locations. So I do want to make the hero in the start game function, but I want to set his position out here. And so I am going to take this code back out, and we'll do our start location like that. But now when we're putting things into the game, what I want to do is I'm going to say hero, and actually we have a problem. Right? Because I would like an easy way to put my hero into a certain position. So I'm going to make a new function in here, and I'll just do it after. I'll do it right here. This will be good. def, and I'll say move 2, and with self and X and Y. And so what I want to make this is kind of going to be like a sort of a teleport function. And what it's going to do, what we'll be able to do is pass it an X and a Y, and it's going to move the hero directly to that particular spot. So I'm just going to say self.rect.center X is equal to X times the grid size, and I'll minus the grid size over 2, and then we'll do the same thing with the Y. Right, so now we have a way to put the hero into a particular location. And so when I'm starting my level, I've got my start location. And before I put my hero into the group, I'm just going to say hero move 2, and I'll say start 0, comma start 1. And now we're putting the hero right in that location. We have a little bit of a problem now because the hero, let's go look at the code. The hero is an entity, and the entity constructor initializer needs an X and a Y. And really, I suppose, when we're calling the start game function, we don't actually know where we want the hero to go yet. That's going to happen in the level. So just to make the code work, I'm going to put a 0, 0 there. And we'll never actually see the hero on the screen at location 0, 0. This is just to make this line of code not crash. But we'll get the hero at position 0, 0, and then the start level function gets called immediately. And since the start level function gets called immediately, the hero will be repositioned in the proper location before anything is actually drawn on the screen. So let's run this. Did I do the wrong location? I know what I did. Got a little error in the move to function. These each should be pluses. You have to add half of a grid size to get the hero centered on the right place. Okay, so let's run this. There we go. And I got the next level, and let's see if it restarts with me in the proper location. It did. Uh-oh. Okay, so now I don't have it. I'm trying to control it, and nothing is happening here. And so what we need to do is set that stage back to playing. And so let's get in here to the logic section. And here we're in the level complete section. And we're starting the level. And let's just set the stage back playing. And I think everything should work. And we'll wait 2 seconds. And it started over. All right, I'm going to take a little damage. And I'm going to go gather a gem just to make sure that my items are, in fact, getting carried from one level to the next. And let's see, I should have 10 points and a heart, and I do. And it looks like all my points and gems and damage is transitioning across levels. So I think everything is working here. All right. So I think that should do it for this video. I hope all that made sense. And as always, let me know if you have any questions about this.